You are sitting somewhere comfortable right now. Maybe a couch, maybe a bed. The lighting is soft, the temperature is controlled, and if anything goes wrong with your body tonight, help is probably 20 minutes away. Now, forget all of that. Imagine you are in complete darkness, somewhere in what is now southern France, 40,000 years ago. There are no walls, no lights, no doctors, no painkillers, and a woman in your group is giving birth, alone or nearly alone, and the odds that she survives this night are terrifyingly different from anything you've been told. We talk about prehistoric humans like they were survivors, tough, resilient, built for this world in ways we've lost. And in many ways that's true. But there is one biological trap they walked into every single time a child was born. A trap evolution set for them and never fully undid. Think about this. You carry that trap in your body right now. For a long time, researchers assumed that childbirth difficulty in humans was just a modern problem, a side effect of comfort, of sedentary life, of processed food and weak pelvic floors. The old story went something like this. Ancient women gave birth the way animals do, naturally, efficiently, with the body doing what it was designed to do. But that assumption turned out to be wrong, very wrong. In 2016, biological anthropologist Jonathan Wells at University College London published a landmark analysis showing that the human birth canal has been dangerously narrow relative to infant head size for at least 200,000 years. Not a few thousand, 200,000. Since before Homo sapiens even fully existed as a species, this mismatch was already there, already killing. Scientists call it the Obstetric Dilemma, and it goes like this. When your ancestors started walking upright, the pelvis had to rotate and narrow to support an upright skeleton. It's the only way bipedal walking works. But at the same time, brain size in the human lineage was exploding. Infants were being born with skulls that barely fit through the tunnel they needed to pass through. The result is a birth process so mechanically complex that human babies must rotate their heads mid-delivery. A rotational maneuver no other primate performs. Not once, not occasionally, every single time. Here's what's really interesting. That rotation means human birth is inherently assisted birth. It always has been. But here's what nobody talks about. In 2020, a team led by paleoanthropologist Sylvia Bello at the Natural History Museum, London, conducted an analysis of skeletal remains from Paleolithic burial sites across Europe and the Near East. They found evidence suggesting maternal mortality was not a rare tragedy in prehistoric populations. It was a statistical regularity woven into the fabric of early human life. Estimates drawn from comparative primate data and early Homo sapiens population models suggest that somewhere between 1 in 10 and 1 in 6 prehistoric births resulted in the mother's death. Not 1 in 10,000, 1 in 10, at minimum. Think about that number and hold it. In a band of 25 to 30 people, which is exactly the group size most anthropologists agree early humans traveled in, that means roughly every other year, someone in your group died doing the one thing the species required to survive. And the infant. In 2012, researcher Karen Rosenberg at the University of Delaware compiled cross-cultural data showing that without skilled assistance, early-stage birth complications, cord issues, malpositioning, prolonged labor killed newborns at rates between 20 and 30% in non-clinical settings. 1 in 3 babies gone before they learn to walk. Your body still remembers this. That is not a metaphor. When a human mother enters labor today, her brain floods with oxytocin, the bonding hormone, the contraction hormone, the trust hormone. But it also activates a secondary chemical cascade that sharpens her hearing, heightens her threat detection, and makes her acutely aware of who is in the room. This is why you instinctively want specific people nearby when you are in pain, not just anyone, specific people whose presence your nervous system has categorized as safe. That response didn't emerge from modern psychology. It emerged from 200,000 years of dying alone in the dark being the worst possible outcome. Anthropologist Sarah Hrdy at the University of California, Davis has spent decades studying cooperative breeding in human populations. Her research shows that human mothers evolved something almost no other primate has: a neurological openness to alloparenting, to allowing other group members to hold, carry, and care for their infant.
This is why you still feel that pull toward your village, your circle, your people. Your brain doesn't know that your phone can summon emergency services. It only knows that being alone during vulnerability has, historically, been a death sentence. A 2019 study in the journal Evolution and Human Behavior confirmed that social support during labor, even just the presence of a trusted companion, measurably reduces cortisol levels, shortens labor duration, and decreases complication rates. The science is new. The need is ancient. You were born at the end of a 2,000-year gauntlet. Every woman in your lineage who came before you ran that gauntlet, in darkness, in cold, without anything we would recognize as help. And she made it through, or you wouldn't be sitting here right now, comfortable, watching this. But those who didn't make it through, and there were millions of them, they left something behind, too. Not children, a pressure, a selection force that quietly shaped everything about how you bond, how you trust, how you need people around you in your hardest moments. The obstetric dilemma never fully resolved. Babies are still born too big for the canal. Rotation still happens. Assistance is still, biologically speaking, non-optional for the human species. We built hospitals around a biological fact that was always true. We built communities around a fear that was always justified. And you, right now in your comfortable room, carry the nervous system of a woman who made it through the darkest night imaginable so that one day, impossibly far in the future, you could exist. If this kind of story changes how you see yourself, you already know where to find the next one. That woman survived. So did you.